At the United Nations headquarters in New York, the Grand Hall was abuzz with anticipation. Delegates from around the world had gathered for critical discussions on global challenges, and the atmosphere was one of gravity and focus. The seats were filled, the dignitaries prepared, and the stage set for important speeches. Yet, the day would soon be remembered not for diplomacy, but for a shocking and embarrassing spectacle involving none other than Prince Harry. Without being on the official agenda or receiving any prior invitation, Harry suddenly rose from his seat and made his way toward the podium. His unexpected move sent a ripple of confusion through the room, but curiosity kept most people seated, for now. As he began to speak, it was clear from the start that something was terribly wrong. Harry's speech was a mess of vague ideas, poorly timed jokes, and rambling sentences that failed to connect with the serious tone of the event. He spoke of personal struggles, but his words were scattered, lacking focus, coherence, and substance. A few minutes in, the audience began to grow restless. Eyes darted around the room, and whispers could be heard. What is he even talking about? Then, in a scene rarely seen in such a prestigious forum, the exodus began. Slowly at first, but then almost en masse, delegates began standing up and leaving. Rows of officials, ambassadors, and diplomats quietly filed out of the hall, making no effort to hide their disapproval. The sight was stunning. What had started as a full house was now turning into a nearly empty room. Harry, seemingly unaware of the mass walkout behind him, continued his ill-fated speech, oblivious to the unfolding disaster. Those left in the room exchanged looks of disbelief. One diplomat was overheard sarcastically saying, "Did he even finish college? This is embarrassing." The speech, lacking any clear point or direction, had not only lost its audience but also their respect. By the time Harry wrapped up his remarks, there was hardly anyone left to hear them. The silence was deafening, no applause, no acknowledgement, just an empty hole. It was a humiliating end to a speech that should never have happened in the first place. But the fallout didn't stop there. Within hours, word of the walkout had spread like wildfire. Media outlets quickly pounced on the incident, reporting on what was already being called one of the most embarrassing moments in UN history. Social media erupted with hashtags like #HarryTheClown and #UNWalkout, with countless users mocking the prince for his failed attempt to capture the spotlight. The critiques were harsh and unforgiving. Desperate for attention, wannabe world leader, and clown prince were just a few of the phrases used to describe him. Behind the scenes, the reaction from UN officials was equally severe. Within days, an unprecedented decision was made. Prince Harry was formally banned from ever addressing the United Nations General Assembly again. A high-ranking UN official, speaking on condition of anonymity, stated, "We cannot allow this kind of uninvited disruption in such a serious forum. The Assembly is for genuine leaders and experts who are here to make a difference, not for individuals seeking attention." This ban was a stark message to Harry and the world. His attempt to position himself as a serious global voice had backfired spectacularly. His reputation, already fragile in some circles, took another major hit. It was a clear sign that the international community was no longer interested in his star power, but in real solutions and leadership, qualities many felt he sorely lacked. The debacle raised broader questions about Harry's ability to navigate the global stage. Was he genuinely trying to contribute to world affairs, or was he simply chasing relevance in spaces where he didn't belong? The United Nations, an institution built on decades of diplomacy and serious engagement, had drawn a firm line. In the end, the walkout at the UN was more than just an embarrassment. It marked the moment Prince Harry was officially shut out of one of the most important global platforms. Banned from ever speaking at the General Assembly again, he was left to reflect on his increasingly tenuous standing in the world of serious international discourse, where celebrity status was no substitute for true substance and credibility.